One thing that is very difficult to see is also what's happening within a dog's mind. And one of the scariest things for a pet owner can be seizures and epilepsy.
Right.
And this is something where, if you've ever seen this happen, I'm sure you have, it's very frightening for a pet owner.
It's one of the things that we talk to pet parents about when they do have any type of canine dysfunction or even brain tumors, something that we see a lot within hospice care. And I always tell them, I explain the fact that seizures are not painful for the pet. We know this even in human medicine. The seizure is not painful for the being going through it, but who's the seizure painful for?
The person watching.
The person watching. That's the most important part of this. So if we can mitigate, the seizures, if we can bring that level down a little bit, if we can calm the mind enough to not short out, which is essentially what a seizure can be, it really makes the entire quality of life for both the pet and the pet parent so much better.
So then we cannot stress enough how important the CBD factor of the Pet Med Labs treats is when we're talking about seizures and epilepsy.
It is. It's the one thing that we know right now, but there's so many studies that need to be done for us to fully comprehend. But the one thing that we do know is that many times the only other option that we have is a barbiturate. That's the only other option we have to treat seizures or epilepsy. So to have something that is so much more gentle on the entire system and not something that we have to continue to have the pet parents come back to the clinic to actually run blood tests for. So when you're on barbiturates, those pets have to come back to the clinic to make sure that we have the right levels at the right time and that we're actually decreasing the seizure activity and that the rest of the organs are functioning properly.
So you're saying if you have a dog that suffers from seizures or epilepsy or both, that not only are you going in more often to the vet and spending more money and more time and putting your dog through a stressful situation because you have to keep getting tests to get the medication that's a barbiturate that may not even be as effective at treating the epilepsy as the CBD in these Pet Med Labs treats.
Yes, and making sure that the body is healthy enough to continue that treatment. When if we have a healthy treatment to begin with, then we don't have those negative effects. And then as a medical profession, we're not worried about the pet continuing with that treatment.